All right, here we are in a beautiful Chino Valley, Arizona day, just outside of Prescott. Very nice. We're going to walk around and tell you about this one, 1932 two-door sedan. This particular gentleman, I had sold a car for him before, which was an award-winning roadster pickup, and very meticulous. This is a beautiful two-door sedan, Resto-Rod style, tastefully done. He's owned it 20 years. I have a nice little cheat sheet here in the on the seat, and a lot of big names or special names in the build of this car over the years. It's an all 32 Ford body and fenders, all steel. The roof has not been filled. Car was originally built by Don Thielen out of Buffalo Motor Cars, and then this gentleman picked it up about 20 years ago. It started with a Cherry 32 body. I'm looking at my cheat sheet here so you know. No repo body parts on the car at all. Really no modifications to speak of. There's a really subtle modification here that I don't think I've seen before. I've seen guys shave them, but I haven't seen guys fill them. The drip rail here, very cool. Two-door sedans are really nice special body. Eric Vaughn, real wheels on it. The chassis under it is very nice. We'll get it up on the lift. When this gentleman purchased it, he totally went through everything, refinished the car. The color is a 1976 Ferrari Dark Green. You would catch some of the color when I pulled up here, when I had him pull it up in the sun, or from the sun to the shade here. But beautiful dropped headlight bar here. Again, all genuine Ford steel on it. The bottom of the fenders all have stone guard on it. We'll actually get it up on the lift here for you and cover it for you. But the paint on it, which is a single stage, has been done about 20 years. And you could pick it for a couple minor flaws here and there, but oh my. Exceptionally well-preserved paint. Again, single stage, so anything you do is going to be easy fix. Ferrari Dark Green, no metallic. The chassis was built by Pete Eastwood. It was boxed and TIG welded using Pete and Jake components. All chassis parts were painted or powder coated. It's a 350 crate engine with an Edelbrock intake and carburetor, 350 turbo hydro automatic transmission, 9-inch rear end with a 3.10 ratio, which means this car is 70 miles an hour down the road all day long. He's put about 20,000 miles on it since he has owned the car 20 years or so, and we'll get over the Odo on the driver's side and tell you more about that. I'm going to get back and kind of step back and let you take a look at the back side here. You can catch the Ferrari Dark Green. You could pick it, like I talked about, for a couple little flaws, but this car is a really nice, very hard to find, old school professional style build. There's a little mark there on the roof line. Again, not filled. These drip rails are nice. There's one little lift spot in the back here. Easy fix. We'll have this sheet over at Spud's Garage for you to kind of get a good feel. Out back here, the stanchions have been dropped. The taillight stanchions have been dropped 3/4 of an inch and then brought in 3/4 of an inch. So it tucks them in nice. And the bumper braces on the rear here have been shortened. Has power windows, a lot of nice equipment in it. The Eric Vaughn wheels were cut down specifically from an 8 to a 7.5 inch. It's got 225/70 rubber on the rear. Disc brakes up front, four drum brakes in the rear. Car was featured in Rod & Custom Street Rodder American Rodder and chosen for Good Guys Del Mar Deuce Doings Award. That's where this comes from right here in the Rod & Custom 100 best. So good provenance, good history, slight character and patina. I don't think I'd want this car any other way. This is the kind of car you can hop in and drive for sure. The seat over on the passenger side there I didn't flip it up. I'll get back over to the passenger side. I noticed I didn't stop there. I'm moving along, but let me back up just a minute. I have both doors open anyway. Getting the passenger side here. These seats, I don't know what they're out of. He believes they're out of an import, but this particular seat, will have a photo at Spud's Garage, actually tips all the way forward. They both tip all the way forward, so it's easy access for a passenger. The power window's here, but I wanted to give you a view of this side. Anyway, power windows, all 4 power windows. Has a early GM style tilt steering column on it. German square weave carpet. This interior has been in the car 25 years, and it's a nice gray leather. Again, good character. The AC is very nicely done, the vintage air. He says the AC will freeze your knees off when you're driving it. The odometer reads 75,244 at the time of inspection. He purchased it with about 55,000 miles on it, but everything's been gone through, a complete once-over on the car. Powertrain, all the suspension components, updated the axle, we'll talk about that on the underside. Freshened up the motor, went through the rear differential. So everything on the powertrain is about 20,000 miles on it. Turbo 350. It starts instantly, is super quiet. Again, we'll cover more as we get to the underside. Fuel gauge reading just under half. He had it all prepped and ready to go to Deuce days, and at the last minute, because of hotel issues, decided not to go. So we believe this one's ready to go for you. Amp gauge charging about 15 amps. Oil pressure about, right at 50, just under. And the temp's about 150. We haven't run it very long. Tilt column, like we talked about. What you hear it run here. Alright, we'll get you in the engine compartment here. Nice and tidy, like we talked about during the walk around here. It has a GM 350 crate engine underneath the hood. Aluminum intake manifold, polished aluminum. Has a Edelbrock Carter AFB style carburetor on it. GM high amp alternator. You'll see the AC and components up here up front. Nice flex fan. Firewall is just a beautiful factory firewall. It has a VIN. I'm not going to pull his welting up here, but it's here, and there's also a tag on the underside of the frame, which we'll share with you when it's up on the lift. Corvette style air filter housing. Looks like it's either been powder coated or painted. Block hugger style short tube headers. See the cross steer down here. Alright, we get you over here on the passenger side, and then see the flex fan. Mechanical style fuel pump, very easy to work on car. Has again the short tube headers. Firewall is beautifully done. The receiver dryers here on the firewall. Sand and AC compressor right there. Protronics distributor. I know I didn't mention that on the driver's side, with a standard conventional style coil. Electric choke. Hard start. Yeah. Starts so easy. It's amazing. It's probably only idling at 500 or 600 RPMs. You can tell this one's dialed in. Turbo 350 automatic, 9-inch 3:10 ratio. Alright, he's taking it around the building. take it around to the shop and get it up on the lift for me, but I want to make sure you caught the color. It is a beautiful Ferrari Dark Green. All right, we have this wonderful 32 Ford two-door sedan up on the lift. We'll actually do, as I'm finished with the end of this video, I'll do a walk around, but I want you to pay attention to the bottom side, and you can see how wonderfully straight this car is in the body. Very nice, once over many years ago by this meticulous owner. This is in a legendary Pete Eastwood chassis underneath this car. It was built by Pete, utilizing Pete and Jake's components underneath, but the refresh, the owners completely went through the rear differential here, all bushings, that kind of thing, and 3:10 ratio rear axle on it. It's got Ford drum brakes on the rear here. It is a ladder bar style rear suspension. It has a nice little pocket up here for the panhard bar. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not, but we'll try and share it for you, but it does have a panhard bar up there. The exhaust was done, it's all been ceramic coated black. Nice cherry bomb style mufflers that are actually exceptionally quiet. You can hear me rattling around my cheat sheet here. And of course the outer rails are finished body color. Inline fuel filter there, factory style gas tank, all nicely run lines, brake bias valve right there. Turbo 350s went through, drop down battery here. It has the trans cooler here off to the side on the Turbo 350 automatic. Has the dual reservoir master cylinder here, nice and safe. I was going to cover, we have a lot of different details on this one. I was going to try and cover as much as I could while I was underneath here. So the exhaust is, like we just talked about, very nicely done. All the wiring's all professionally run, nothing's hidden, easy access. Bottom side of the 350 crate motor. What's nice is when he freshened the car up many years ago, it had a Super Bell axle in it, which he felt was suspect, so he put an all new CAE axle up front, which is a forged dropped axle. All the hardware's nice here. You'll see he powder coated the 4 bars up front, the Pete and Jake 4 bars, so that they're nice and hidden. Nice look there. Bottom side of the fenders has a stone guard done to them and then finished in gloss black, all 4 fenders. Vegas style cross steer with a dampener on it here. Up front here, gas shocks, traditional style up front here. Notice the disc brakes and the braided brake lines on it. He had it all ready to go to Deuce days. It's all nicely done here. Share it with you as I cruise along here the opposite direction. Beautiful floor pans. This is a beautiful body, by the way. Same thing, stone guarded. Completely rebuilt Alden coilovers in the back here. We'll do the bird's eye for you here. And we'll have all the specs at Spud's Garage. I'm sure I missed something during this walk around, but this video may be a little bit long. Very enjoyable car to do. You can see that Ferrari Dark Green. You really get an idea for the color there. These Eric Vaughn wheels in the rear. They're 225/70 R15s in the rear. Look at the body. 155 P155/80 R15s up front. Nice skinnies up front again, those 4 bars. Told you the owner's meticulous. You can hear my sneakers squeak in the shop here. There you go.